Hello, everyone. It's Mario here, and welcome to The Life of Marzipan, which is a spin off from the main channel. Which, maybe if you don't know what I'm referring to, I'm going to link a video that, well, explains the origin of this channel, but also what I'm going to talk about today, which is just talking about failure and peace of mind. Um, so, to give you context about who I am, if you're joining me for the first time ever, um, I'm a 27-year-old Japanese Indian dude who's lived in India for the majority of his life, and decided to, you know, start a shellfish farming business because I started off as a chef, then wanted to transition into something more impactful, and here I am now trying to tell you, fast forward, that that startup never took off. Actually, that idea fell face flat, to say the least. So I failed. And, I just want to talk about how I've been ruminating for the past week and a half or so, or 2 weeks, of this reality that I'm in now, where the trajectory that I set for my life, coming from a lot of privilege and having the best of education, and you know all of these promises kind of uh, drilled into your head that you'll make it out and you'll come out and you'll be successful because you've had all of these varied experiences. Maybe that's not the case, and I definitely felt like there was a shortcoming, and I got the short end of the stick. But I've come out of this now with this revelation that actually I've been the most peaceful that I've felt compared to the last few months where I've been trying to get this idea off the ground. To to say the least, the reason why I even decided that entrepreneurship and this whole startup life was, my ticket to the idealized other side where the grass was greener, was because life's just been tumultuous, like ever since COVID, and trying to figure out my career, and seeing that the 20s are where you kind of like hustle and set the course for like the rest of your life. There was this invisible hand or this weight on my shoulders where I was just like, I gotta make it happen. But it just felt like I was trying to escape, some of the demons that were kind of at the back of me, in terms of um, some familial issues, and thinking that I could reclaim the glory of my family if I had made something of myself, and all of these voices inside of my head where it was like, yeah, this is always how you know great entrepreneurs, and what their journey looks like. But it was it was at this point where I was just kind of like in this cycle of escapism, and like any person in their life, of course, has this way of occupying themselves with something new, and starting off on a fresh new page or journey. But those things should continually like re-energize you, which for this 1.5 year like entrepreneurship journey, or this startup grind, I didn't feel even once. Well, like, I had moments where like those wins felt like they were like putting me on the right course, but I just kept getting drained more and more as I kept like plugging away at it. And there were like really, really like abundantly clear signs, where I was experiencing some of the most amazing things, like, you know, going and practicing MMA, farming out with my family out in Japan, you know, exploring the most amazing scenery and nature there was to offer, being there with, my friends in foreign countries, and seeing just really, really like amazing things that I kind of discounted because I was never really present. I was just thinking that no, this actually takes me off of the path of my ultimate purpose, which I was perceiving was my like road to entrepreneurship and this like great big enterprise that I would have tried to build. Um, but that couldn't actually be further away from the truth. Those were actually some of the times that I should have said that this was actually contributing to the future of mine or what I would recount later on and be grateful for. And like that would be the fuel to my tank rather than, just this hyperfixation on just the one thing, which was this company of mine, which, to tell you the truth, of course, like it would have been amazing if it like all worked out and we were just like blazing through this. But now I realize that it's not that deep, and maybe I shouldn't have just been trying to like numb away everything else and trying to cast away everything to the side. Like life is so much more than just like this thing of like trying to maximize my returns or trying to just be, churning away at like this idealized sense of comfort or sense of fulfillment that's not even promised to me. So that was something that I had to really, really like get by and just kind of like, come off of that high horse of like always trying to like put on a front or try and be bigger and better or, not giving me or myself an opportunity to just breathe and to just survive. Like I've made it so far. And it's funny because I think this inflection point or this place where I've reached now is that I'm alone in an apartment in the middle of nowhere, just soul searching away and realizing that those things that I was talking about was what had brought me joy in the first place, and that I was actually perfectly content. But you know what? The peace of mind also comes from the fact that this was all a big learning experience. If I had never even gotten here, I would have never even, realized how much actually like I appreciated all of those things and how much I've learned just off of those experiences and like kind of reflecting on that, which was all I ever really wanted without even knowing it. But those are failures on my part, and now I can do better. I still have a lot to figure out in my life, but got a long road ahead at 27 with the way I kind of take care of myself. I might be around for a while, especially with like these Asian genes of mine. Um, but yeah, literally just being able to touch soil, grow my own food, have a laugh with my family, and cook a great meal, and sharing like these thoughts with people and what really like makes us humans, what grinds our gears, what switches us on, what keeps us wired, what keeps us fulfilled, what keeps us focused and driven, and what even like really like messes us up too. I think that's where I find a lot of joy. And again, I've had all this time to introspect, and like I don't have the answers to everything, and I think I never will. But it was definitely like something that I really needed time with to kind of discover. And yeah, that's all for today. But I hope that you guys get some insight, even into yourself, if you guys are like in the same category where you're 27 or in your late 20s, even 30s, whatever it may be. If you think that, you haven't made it or there's some expectation of you, then just like kind of dump that. You're doing fine where you are. And if nobody's told you that, then let me be the one to tell you, um, and kind of hype you up that, yeah, if you're able to like sit and enjoy a meal while watching this video or something, then you're doing perfectly fine. It's not the end of the world. I mean, like, comparison is a thief of joy, but at least you're not starving out there, or you're not in some grave danger or anything. So take it one day at a time, and just, yeah, find joy in like the small things. That's all I can really say. um, right now I can't even like go work out in a gym because like I don't have a gym anywhere nearby, and I love to move my body as an athlete. Or I don't have any friends or anything, and I love to kind of have like a social group where there's stimulating and engaging conversations, which I don't have at the moment. And I also just love to be in the company of like good energy and good like culinary like influences and inspirations, and I'm kind of not there because I'm in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, it is what it is. So, you know that's my failures, and at the same time peace of mind that I get to know myself better. So with that being said, I've been rambling on, but if you found some value in it, um, comment what your thoughts are. um, Give me a like. Share this video if you think that me rambling can provide some peace to anyone else. And as always, keep keep updated with the life of Marzipan. With that, peace out.